Hey everybody. This video is walk you guys through your second essay assignment, and this essay focuses on their both Enlightenment and Romanticism movements. You guys read obviously a number of different authors who fit within these different movements, and you also got to read, I think, a lot of the different types of genres within these movements. So you've read letters and um, the Declaration of Independence and poems. So what I want you guys to do is choose one of the works that you read in this unit to analyze in relation to that movement. So make sure you identify which movement it is that's related to that text. It could be Enlightenment, it could be Romanticism, but I want you guys to choose the work that really you found, most interesting, and the movement I think that's related to it that's most interesting to you. You're going to show how the author and that work exhibit particular elements or concepts related to that movement. So, how does, for example, how does the Declaration from Thomas Jefferson exhibit Enlightenment principles? How does Longfellow's poetry, one of his poems, exhibit certain Romanticism elements? You need to think about what those elements are and how they're portrayed through the text using literary elements like symbolism, imagery, characterization, conflict, whatever it might be. Think also about how the text itself does or doesn't fit maybe with those elements. So you could make an argument, for example, that certain texts actually don't exhibit specific elements related to that movement. You are required to use at least one credible source of your choosing to support your analysis. So in this case, that would be something like a .edu or a PBS or something like that. What I don't want to see is you guys using something like 123helpme.com. Please also don't do the typical Encyclopedia Britannica introduction. That's really not a good use of a credible source. What you want to use the source for, and you're more than welcome to use more than one, is to support your analysis specifically about that text. So dive a little bit deeper, try to see what materials you can find that discuss the text, that come from credible sources, that you could then incorporate direct quotes from that source to help support your own analysis. The choice of topic and the work is yours, so choose carefully. This again is broad, and I want you guys to choose the work and the movement that is most interesting to you that we read in this course. But make sure you do discuss in depth the analysis and the meaning of the poem or the work or the text, whatever it might be. And like I said, integrate that evidence from your primary and your secondary sources. So it's important that you, just like your first essay, integrate specific words or phrases from the text that show your audience what you're talking about. So integrate that evidence into your analysis, and then also do the same thing with your outside source or sources. You guys, again, have a lot of different authors that you could choose from, but again, it must be one of the works read in this unit. And your essay needs to be 2 to 3 pages in length. It is due by Sunday, July 21st at 11:59 p.m. Remember, everything is checked for plagiarism. You need MLA formatting with citations and minimum page length at minimum. You, again, can always write more. You just can't write less, or you'll have points taken off. Use, of course, your knowledge of the era and the social, philosophical, economic discussions that were happening at this time to help inform your analysis. But as always, do not let this become a history essay or a biography essay. This needs to be, above all else, a literary analysis essay. And like I said, make sure you have the usual essay structures. So make sure you have your introduction with a thesis claim, your main ideas with analysis and evidence, and then a conclusion that wraps up your argument and restates your thesis and main ideas in new words. Make sure you have a complete argument around the movement and the work, proper number of sources, good evidence, and proper MLA, of course, and use that scholarly language. So use that language, that terminology that you've learned that are associated with those movements and associated with literary analysis, and integrate that into your analysis. And then have a complete essay structure, like I said. So if you guys have any questions about this, please let me know. But again, I want this to be the work and the movement that you read that were most interesting to you, the thing you feel you have the most to say on. So please let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise go ahead and move on.